Welcome to this week's Nikon's Birding Adventures. On this episode, we're going to go and visit two of the very best destinations on the Texas coastal bend, the Rockport Fulton area and Corpus Christi. In fact, the very skyline behind me belongs to America's birdiest city, Corpus Christi. This is not a self-proclaimed accolade because in 2003, on a single day, the local birders of Corpus Christi counted 228 species of birds, giving them the distinction as America's birdiest city. On this episode, we're going to go and visit the very best birding sites in both Corpus Christi and in Rockport Fulton. Let's go birding. One of the best ways to escape the hustle and bustle of Corpus Christi is to just step off the main coastal road here into Hans and Pat Suter Wildlife Refuge. This is a great park. It's the most visited city park in Corpus Christi, and it's an excellent introduction to the birds of the area here. Roseate spoonbills, many species of gulls and terns, excellent shorebirds. There's a whole variety of ducks that can be found here. There are black skimmers, caracaras, and you may even be lucky enough to see the odd Sora rail. Let's go birding. You see we've got two black skimmers here, just in front of us, and these are amazing birds. They've got these really big, outrageous bills and superbly adapted to catching fish on the surface. The lower mandible is slightly longer, and they'll drag that in the water just like a knife, and they'll knife through the water, flying just above the surface, and as they touch a fish, that top bill will snap shut, and they'll grab that fish and swallow it, often on the wing. Isn't that amazing to see, eh, Larry?
Yeah, you notice, James, those are one young bird and one adult. Young skimmers don't intrinsically know how to skim. They have to learn it from their parents.
Isn't that an amazing tidbit right there? Here we are learning that young skimmers don't instinctively know how to skim. And look at that right there, Larry. Look at the youngster following the adult right in front of us on cue, doing exactly what Larry was mentioning to us right now. You can see that youngster not totally adept at fishing yet, so he's following the adult, learning exactly how to be a black skimmer. This is just fantastic behavior right here in front of us at Suter Wildlife Refuge. Another excellent birding spot in the city is Blucher Park, a renowned migrant warbler trap where you can see dozens of songbirds in a single morning. It's always a good idea when you come to a park like Blucher is to try and find a fruiting tree, because that's going to attract a lot of the migrating songbirds to the area. And right here in Blucher we've got an excellent mulberry tree, and we're looking at this tree right now. We've got 4 different species of warbler that we can see right now. Black and white warblers, yellow warblers, we've got black-throated green warblers. We've also got a hooded warbler up here, all in one tree. And it's not unusual to come here in the morning and to get 40, 50 species of birds in a morning's birding. And you can have, 10, 12, 15 species of warbler right in one tree. Fantastic birding. A very useful tool if you want to bird anywhere in Texas is the Texas Nature Guide from Audubon Guides. They're apps for iPhones, iPads, iPods, etc. And here we've got a long-billed thrasher at Blucher Park in Corpus Christi, and we want to bring this bird out. Now, just a couple of tips when using calls. Be very sensitive when using calls. Do not play them during the breeding season with birds. Play them once, get a good look at the bird, and then leave the birds alone. And then lastly, make sure that you can even play calls in the area that you're in. A lot of the National Wildlife Refuge systems do not allow you to play tape at all, so be very careful. So let's play the call of this long-billed thrasher and see if he comes out. Straight away, there he is, straight away. On this little branch here. Look at that. Beautiful long-billed thrasher, one of the signature birds here at Blucher Park. See the gorgeous marking on the breast, that bold marking on the breast, and look at that long bill. Great bird, long-billed thrasher. This Birding Adventures episode is powered by Nikon, the world leader in optics since 1917, and sponsored in part by Corpus Christi, America's birdiest city, Rockport, Fulton, the charm of the Texas coast, and by Audubon Guides, nature at your fingertips. This morning, we're on Upper Padre Island, and this stretch of coastline is renowned for its prolific seabird life. This is the longest barrier island in the entire world, and much of it is undeveloped. So here you can find tons and tons of terns, gulls, shorebirds of every size, shape and plumage variety, and it is just a wonderful and fantastic experience to come here and bird this stretch of beach. On Upper Padre Island, we went out with David and Owen from the Coastal Bend Bays and Estuaries program to witness the vital work that they are doing with piping and snowy plovers and also with red knots. Upper Padre is a must visit when in the Corpus Christi area.
Corpus Christi, we're proud to say, is America's birdiest city for the 9th year in a row. We work really hard to count birds and make sure that we defend that title. But we're really lucky because we have the two migratory pathways that cross right over the city, and we see some phenomenal birding pretty much year-round, but our fall and spring migration is quite a sight to see. Corpus Christi is waiting for you, so come explore our waves, wings, and wildlife and come bird in America's birdiest city.
We then headed off to witness one of the most staggering spectacles of the birding world. Situated on the northwest edge of Corpus Christi along the Nueces River is one of the single most significant birding sites in all of North America. Because this is a spot where 4 of the eastern flyways converge into one location on the coastal bend right here in Corpus Christi. This is the largest hawk watch in all of the United States and Canada. Welcome to Hazel Baysmore County Park. The sheer numbers of hawks that can come through here on a daily basis is absolutely staggering. On a single day, 28th of September 2004, over 500,000 hawks were recorded in a 12-hour period right at this very location.
We have found one thing scientifically proven, that the more chocolate that's eaten, the more raptors we're going to get.
All things chocolate right here at Hazelmore.
Chocolate cookies, 3 Musketeers.
I'm going to have to relieve your burden again.
No, please.
It's really heavy for you to carry all this chocolate, you know. I've got to help you out.
There's another layer down below.
It's got to be a strain on the old neck muscles, doesn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's what we call hawk neck.
Hawk neck.
Hawk neck. Common to this platform.
I tell you, the Hazel Baysmore County Park has been known for hawks literally since the American Indians were here. But in terms of getting an official watch, we started the first full season hawk watch here 15 years ago. It lasts for 3 months, August 15th till November 15th. And it turns out it's the largest hawk watch in the entire United States, one of the largest in the world.
Our resident raptors include white-tailed hawk, red-tailed hawk, red-shouldered hawk, crested caracara, Harris's hawk. Before the season's over, we'll have resident ospreys, harriers, Cooper's hawks, sharp-shinned hawk, American kestrels. Sometimes we'll have peregrines hang around. Some of the broadwings will hang around. So just stop me when you're running out of time.
We are on a big kettle right now.
This is a big one.
Wow, look at that. We thought we had a big kettle earlier, maybe 500, 600 birds. They're saying this is, how many birds are in this kettle? Probably 20,000?
Close to 20,000.
We've got about 20,000 birds in this kettle in front of us. 20,000 hawks, mainly broadwings.
That's what we're talking about. Right over
Wow. This Birding Adventures episode is brought to you by Corpus Christi, America's birdiest city, and by Rockport, Fulton, the charm of the Texas coast, and sponsored in part by Hobie Polarized Sunglasses, the world's best polarized sunglass, and by Coleman, legendary, quality, innovative camping gear. Just 30 miles north of Corpus Christi lies the seaside coastal community of Rockport, Fulton. I'm standing in front of one of the historic buildings of the seaside community, and this is called the Fulton Mansion. This is one of the few buildings to have survived the 1919 hurricane that ravaged this coastal community. The community has since rebuilt and is now a thriving area that prides itself on its wildlife, its surroundings, and of course, hummingbirds. This is where our hummingbird adventure begins. Let's go birding. This is a unique opportunity to get up close and personal with some of the smallest birds on earth, the ruby-throated hummingbirds. Here we are at a house in residential Rockport, and we've got these trap feeders set up all the way along the garden, and they're set with a hummingbird feeder inside, and as a hummingbird comes in, we've got fishing line attached to them, and we drop those cages on the birds, and then we grab them out and take them and band them. We've actually just caught one over here. Let's go see. Watch out for the fishing line. All right. Well, that was easier than catching fish. Let's go. Voila. Kelly, Donna, good morning. I'm really good. How are you guys? Nice to see you again.
Where'd you come from?
I snuck in the back. I hope you don't mind. And I've got a hummingbird for you already.
Got a bird for me?
Yeah, I've caught one for you already. How are you doing, Donna? So nice to see you.
Very nice.
This is one of the most unique and exhilarating experiences you can have as a birder, is to sit with professional bird banders and have a ruby-throated hummingbird in their hand and learn about these fascinating little birds. What are we doing here, Kelly?
Well, we're banding hummingbirds this morning, and we're expecting a group to come, so we're getting prepared for that. But in the meantime, I've got birds hanging. Let's get this nice adult male out of the bag here. The first thing I do is kind of lay it on my leg and get a band prepared.
Yeah.
Next band is number 73. Takes 5,500 bands to weigh 1 ounce.
Wow.
So these are very small bands which we have to make ourselves. The weight on the bird is negligible. We open the band with a needle and put it in a pair of specialty pliers. It has a pre-drilled hole of the exact same size as the band.
Yeah.
That way we won't crush the band on the bird's leg. So then we take the bird out of the bag. Just like that. We have a beautiful adult male
Beautiful
here.
adult male here. Oh, look at that gorget. Oh, wow. Isn't he spectacular?
And then we put him in this little holding sock, little nylon toe stocking, which keeps him nice and calm. See?
It looks like that's your wife's pantyhose you stole there.
Well, I cut them up all the time, you know. So that exposes the leg. We lift the leg up, put the band on just like that. Nice and easy, quick. Then I check the band for fit to make sure it's nice and lined up, which it is. Perfect.
Perfect. Great.
And then, because we're doing research, we're going to take some basic measurements on these birds we'll have a database in case I want to use it for publication, or if some other researcher comes in and says, Kelly, what kind of information do you have on ruby-throated hummingbirds? I need measurements.
Right.
And there it is. We got it for you. So the first thing we're going to do is measure the wing from the shoulder to the tip of the longest primary, 37.82 millimeters. And then we're going to measure the tail. Unceremoniously stick this ruler right up to their butt. 27 millimeters on the tail. Go to the longest tail feather. And then we turn them around in the sock. At all times, keeping the bird under control. We don't want them flapping their wings. They could hurt themselves that way. So then we're going to measure the bill, or the Coleman. And that's from where the bill starts at the feathers to the tip. The measurement is 15.69. And then we normally use a loop with a light to look at the characteristics of that bill. And what we're doing is we're looking for bill grooving in juvenile birds. It's a characteristic in the upper mandible that signifies a bird is young and hatched out of an egg this summer. This is an adult male. This bird has no bill grooving. It has a full gorget. We wrap the bird up in the stocking and set it onto the scale, and he weighs a grand sum of 3.32 grams. So it comes off the scale. This time we don't want him to get away. Another thing that we do with these birds is we can check the health of the bird by, number one, the weight of the bird, but also looking at the fat underneath the skin.
Wow, look at that. You can actually see the skin and the feathers there.
And do you see the yellowish fat underneath the belly skin?
Absolutely. Look at that.
And then occasionally, if we've had a bird a few minutes, we'll take it and give it a drink of sugar water. That'll add to its energy requirements before it takes off. Now that we've measured and processed this bird, he's ready for a release. I'm going to set him in your hand nice and flat there and kind of calm him down just a bit.
Good luck for your journey across the Gulf. Isn't that spectacular? Ruby-throated hummingbird with our good friends here, Kelly and Donna. This Birding Adventures episode is powered by Nikon, the world leader in optics since 1917, and sponsored in part by Corpus Christi, America's birdiest city, Rockport, Fulton, the charm of the Texas coast, and by Audubon Guides, nature at your fingertips.
This Birding from the Edge segment is brought to you by Nikon, manufacturers of the Edge line of optics.
There's something for everybody in Rockport, Fulton. And what you're about to see next, I can pretty much guarantee that 99% of you have never ever heard of. Belt sander racing.
Belt sander racing?
What is that?
Come on. They do haul.
Here we go.
Don't forget to keep a lookout, folks. We're petitioning the International Olympic Committee to get this in the 2020 Olympics.
This truly is Birding from the Edge. I'm at the Hummingbird celebration in Rockport, Fulton in Texas. What's fascinating about this particular birding festival is that it has been sparked off by one particular bird, the ruby-throated hummingbird. And it is absolutely fascinating how this particular bird is not only just a source of wonderful enjoyment for the residents here and the visitors that come to this area, but it's also become a vital source of revenue for the city of Rockport, Fulton.
The Hummingbird celebration is not just all about booths and vendors and speakers, but you can also get out into the community and go on bus trips, boat trips, field trips, and see the birds out into the community. So it's a lot of fun, not only at the site, but around the community as well.
We're at a residential house in Rockport, Texas. And I'm with the owners of this house, Dave and Cindy. Quite a spectacle going on here this afternoon. Tell us what's happening here at your residence.
Well, we have a lot of hummingbirds, and we have been doing this for probably 15, 20 years, and it's kind of just a labor of love. We just kind of like the birds.
How many species of hummingbirds do you have coming to your garden here?
Probably 4 or 5 different species.
And how many feeders have you got up?
About 45.
45 hummingbird feeders right in their garden here. Tell us how much sugar you go through.
We buy it by the 25-pound bag, and we're on our 3rd bag, so we've been close to 75. Is that what that adds up to be? And we make about 3 pods a day, which is 2 gallons each, so it keeps us busy.
So this is a perfect example of how a community like Rockport, Fulton can adopt a national resource like the ruby-throated hummingbird and really make it into quite a spectacle every single year.
Now is the time.